It is January 10th, 2025. It's officially been 3 days since Cookie passed away. This is Posey. She's his half sister. She's getting a drink of water. I thought I'd put on this blanket. That's the other fuzzy blanket I have that Cookie kind of liked, but we'll see maybe if I can get her to come hang out, but I guess she doesn't want to. I'm still, I guess, to start with, it's what happened again. In December, we found Cookie under the Christmas tree, barely alive, and we rushed him to an ER. The results of his blood test and everything were very grim, and he was going to be put down that very day, but they started him on doxycycline, 0.4 milliliters every 12 hours, so twice a day, and prednisolone, 5 milligrams, every 12 hours also. Hey, Posey, what are you doing? What are you doing, baby? I guess I'll record her while I talk. Yeah. Hey, baby. I can't remember the exact specifics, but I think it was like his red blood cell count was at 6, and some other really bad results, but they decided to try to treat him. And for the next 5 weeks, you know, we treated him. He had vet appointments like every 2 weeks or so just to see how he was doing, and he was doing better. All his counts were up. Then came January 7th, 2025. The treatment and everything started in December 2024, I should specify. He had a vet appointment that morning, and my dad took him in. And they looked him over, and they're like, yeah, okay, he's good. He's doing really good. His CBC was at like 26%, and they wanted it at 30, so they weren't really sure why it wasn't as high as they wanted. So they were confused. They thought maybe it was something autoimmune or an infection. And they wanted to do another blood test at another point just to see if they could figure out what he had. But he came home, and he was okay. And a couple hours later, I woke up. You know, I gave them their food. You know, I gave them a little pet, and I said, all right, Cookie, I'll be back in a couple hours. Be good, behave. And I gave him a little kiss, and I left. That was maybe 12:20 in the afternoon, and then I came back at around 3:50, and I found him on my brother's bed. He was conscious. He just had his mouth open, and he was breathing rapidly, like he couldn't retain air. And he had like this kind of occasional crackly wheeze, and we rushed him to another ER. And they said he was an heart failure. They said it would take $2,000 to $3,000 to hospitalize him for the chance that we save him. No guarantee. They theorized it was Evans syndrome, and that he may have had a weak heart from birth, or he had some kind of structural damage from birth, or something else, and the medication had just made it worse. He was diagnosed with a heart murmur earlier in life, but when we did the first ER visit in December, they couldn't find it, so we thought that he was out of the woods. And so on January 7th, The vet said, the outlook doesn't look good. With everything he's already gone through with treatment and everything, they weren't sure if he would make it with all the treatment. I didn't have the money. I make $16 an hour, and I was already, over $800 in credit card debt just treating his other bills. And so I made the hard decision to put him down. And around 8 o'clock, he went to sleep, and he didn't wake up. And, we got to say goodbye. I think I spent maybe 30 minutes with him, because I didn't want to let him go. But, I would ask Cookie, hey, are you ready to go? And then he would look around the room, and he would look up at the lights, so I took that as he was ready, and that he wanted to go. I don't think I ever could have been able to call him the doctor. But I took that as a sign that he was ready, and I let my baby boy go. He wasn't even 3. We got him in May 2022. I think May 7th. And he was only 8 weeks old when we got him. So he wasn't even 3 yet. And it's been hard. It's officially been 3 days since he left us. And to say that I feel broken and empty is an understatement. He was the sweetest, he was the kindest, he was the best kitty. He never hissed and he never growled. Even when this one year, his own half-sister would growl and hiss and swipe at him, he just backed off. All he ever wanted was to just lay in your lap and purr. So today I didn't get up until 6. And it's currently 8:42. I just didn't want to get up, I didn't. Because I knew getting up meant I had to look at another day without him. And I didn't want to do that. I kept going back to sleep, and I kept hoping that maybe I'd finally have a dream where I got to see him, or that I'd get a sign if he wanted to be buried or cremated, and I didn't get any. I'm still just hoping for that. I always hear how other people, when they lose someone they love, they get a dream with them, and I haven't gotten one yet. I'm just waiting for my turn. Today, though, after I got up, my phone has really bad storage, so throughout 2024, I was making backups on my computer. I'd move all the photos and videos off. I make copies on my computer, multiple copies, and then I delete them off my phone. And I went through everything, and I found as many photos and videos of Cookie as I could. I think I found 531. with him as long as the photo had him in it, you know, even if he's in the background, I saved it. I moved it to its own special folder. A copy, that is. I didn't want to tamper with anything. I made multiple copies of that folder too, just in case. And I have videos of him purring and him meowing and him laying around and looking at me and needing his blanket. I don't have much of that one, which makes me really sad because he loved to need this blanket, or his favorite blanket, which is up in my bed. I should have gotten more videos of that because he did it so often. But the hard part was coming to the realization, you know, I have more on my phone that I could move over, and I will eventually, but it was hard looking at that and just knowing that's it. I'll never take any more. That's all I have of him. That's all I'll ever have. I should have had another 15 years of photos and videos with him, but I can't now. And I guess it just gives me this thought that, you know, you should always take all the photos and videos that you can of your pets. Just in case. I think I'm still debating on burial and cremation. Everyone I've asked says to cremate. Everyone, my mom, my dad, people online, friends, they all say cremation. But I guess it's just hard to pick. See, I really love the image of just putting his favorite blanket on the ground and resting him on top and giving him his toy and returning him to the world, but that would mean giving up his toy and his blanket, and I don't want to. And if I bury him, you know, I can never take him with me. I don't plan to stay where I am. I'm living at home, so one day I'd like to move, and if I move, I can't take him with me. He'd just be here. And also the thought of, you know, what if something happens? What if the ground gets dug up, or an animal comes along and digs, or a storm washes away all signs of, you know, his resting place, and I don't want that. And then comes the idea of cremation, where I can have him in an urn and a nice altar with some candles, his blanket and his toy there, some photos. I was talking to Final Gift about everything, and they said it's $761, 246 of which is just the private cremation. But that's with like the memory chest and the clay prints and the ink prints and everything. And I'm more than willing to spend it because it means I get to make him the best altar for the best little boy. And I think what's also sad is I don't even think she realizes, you know, that he's gone. And the first day I let her in here, she did look around and sniff around, but I don't know if she was just cautious of my other cat in here, Lucy, who's also my sweet baby kitty, but she's 9. She's in bed right now. I don't know if she was just nervous about her because the other cat, Lucy, who's in bed, she's very anxious. And she doesn't like the other cats, which is why I've kept her primarily in here. And so Posey here is very nervous around her because Lucy hisses at her and swipes at her and growls. And they don't get along, but it's hard to not have another cat in here because I had Cookie in here for those 5 weeks. And it just feels so empty without another cat. I know I have Lucy, but she's not much of a lap cat. She likes to go lay off on her own, but I don't know if that's just because Cookie took her spot or she just doesn't care. So yeah, it's been hard. And then today, you know, I woke up and I saw my phone said I had a new memory, and I looked at it and my phone made this collage of Cookie. And it said pet friends, and it was just photos of him. With his song, I don't know who made it, but it was just called Living, and I don't know how many times I watched that, of just seeing him. It's been hard to do anything. These past few days, I've just kind of stared and been on autopilot. I'll just watch videos on YouTube and just kind of exist. And I haven't played any games I liked. I haven't done any work on any projects I liked. I can't. It's hard to even exist. It feels like I've lost a piece of me. A cookie-sized hole that I could never fill. And Posey's very sweet. I do love Posey. It's just a lot of hard choices so fast, you know? What's also hard too is figuring out, the feeding now, because we have a bunch of cats, so I knew exactly what to do, but now I don't, because Lucy doesn't really like the wet food. So, it's just hard adjusting. I miss my baby boy. I miss Cookie so much. Everyone says it's hard and that, it gets better, but I don't see how it can. He's not here anymore. I don't know what to do without him. I think the hard part too is just it doesn't feel real. It's like my brain either thinks, oh, he can't be gone, or maybe we never had him. Like it was so long ago, and I don't know how to describe it. It's like I'm torn between at some points thinking, he can't really be gone, and that's not true. And then the other part, and it's just, we lost him so long ago, but it's only been a few days. There are times where it just feels like it was so long ago. It doesn't make any sense. I guess my message here at the end would be, if you have a chance to pet. I guess to explain is the night before he left, he was sitting in my lap and he wanted me to pet him. And I wasn't petting him as much as he wanted, because I was playing a dumb mobile game, and so he got bored and he left. And then that night, I thought, I should bring him to bed. He has a vet appointment tomorrow. I always bring him to bed before his vet appointments, and that day I just didn't. And it's hard knowing that I can't undo that choice. And that those were both my last chances with him, and I wasted them. So my message would be just, if you have that chance to take it, just bring your pet to bed. Let them lay next to you. If they come up on your lap, I don't care what you're doing. I don't care how busy you are, but you pet them, because you don't know when it's going to be your last chance. Take all the photos and videos you need. Destroy your storage with them, because you're really going to regret not taking more. Just like I do. And I guess for the ending is just a message to Cookie. If you're out there somewhere in the grand multiverse and afterlife and cosmos or whatever there is, I hope you're okay. I hope the afterlife is treating you well. I hope you have all the blankets to need, all the toys to drag around and chase and play with, all the snacks, that you have plenty of people petting you and snuggling you, all the places to nap that you want. I hope you understand my decision to put you down. I hope you forgive me for it. I hope I hope you agree it was the right choice. I miss you, Minnie Moo. I love you with all my heart and everything that I am, Cookie. I love you to the moon and back. I love you 3000, and I love you with all those cheesy sayings and lines and more. I would have given up everything and anything to save you. I would have done anything. And I would give up anything and everything, and I would do anything to have you back. Sorry, my phone ran out of storage. Oh yeah, I miss you, Minnie Moo. I love you with all my heart and everything that I am. I love you to the moon and back. I love you 3000 and all those other cheesy lines and sayings. I miss you so much, Minnie Moo. I love you with all my heart and everything that I am, Cookie.